Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a rundown of Sendlane. This is a new player in the email marketing space right now. This is Klaviyo's direct competitor. This is a great platform. I wouldn't say it is as advanced as Klaviyo. However, it offers great pricing, just offers great stuff. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing kind of a tutorial, how to use it, where to find all the important information, how to create segments, automations, etc. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. So once you land on the Sendlane dashboard, this is going to be the dashboard, and in this section right here, this is where you can find kind of the current status of your email marketing strategies and the revenue generated, etc. So this is the dashboard. I can see the contacts, I can see the email, attribute revenue, campaigns from campaigns, and also for automations. This is the time frame, the revenue time over time period. So I can do 7 days, I can do last 90 days, last month, etc., or a custom one, the entire store revenue and stuff like that. So this section, this dashboard, offers great insights into into the current state of your email marketing, so the revenue, etc., etc. So this is gonna be a high level overview of what your email marketing looks like right now. Okay, now when you click on audience, this is where you can create all the segments and stuff like that. So if I go to segments, of course, I'm not gonna open up the contacts tab or the list tab because this is a client's account and just for privacy reasons. So let's go to segments. Let's say I want to create an engage 180 segment, which is gonna be like 80% of your of where your campaign should be sent to, right? The engage segment. So if I create a segment, create segment, I wanna do a engaged 180 days. Confirm, just like Klaviyo, same process. You select the conditions here. So let's say I want to do engagement and activity, open, recent 180 days here, or I do engagement and activity, clicked, recent 180 days as well. And then let's say I also want to do, I don't know, let's do for this specific segment, let's do engagement and activity. Last site visit is in the last 180 days, right? And then again, this is how you can create your engage segment. And then you can create all the lists as well that are connected to your pop-ups, etc. Now here, this is where, of course, we can find the campaigns. So again, I'm gonna blur out all this info right here, but essentially you create a new email campaign and then you just go over the entire process. So let's say I want to click here. Let's say I want to create a campaign. I call it YouTube test. I send a profile. You select your sender profile. Send to, this is where you can select your segment. And then you can also select some exclusions here. You can customize your UTM tracking and all this stuff right here, which we don't really use. Subject line, preview text or pre-header as they call it, and then here you can create the email. So if I click here, okay, I'm gonna select a sender profile, whatever, create email, ABC, whatever, create email, just for the sake of this right here. And then I can select either these templates right here that I actually offer, custom ones that you already created. Of course, if you already created an email, you can create a template around that email. So that way it is easier for you to duplicate and then essentially create one new campaign from scratch. And it just makes the entire process way easier, right? Or you can create, click on previews, and then you can just create a new campaign based off a previous campaign, which is, of course, makes everything easier as well, because most of the components will also be there. For example, the footer is always most of the time going to be the same as well, or the header as well, right? The logo. So this is where you can create the campaigns. You can you have a HTML builder, as well as you can create a new campaign from scratch, which I don't really recommend because, of course, it is way easier again to save some time by duplicating a previous campaign, right? So if I click here on HTML builder, here we can create a campaign from scratch with HTML. I wouldn't say it's going to be the case for you. It's it is much more complicated. So if you have some experience with this, great. If you don't, then just don't use it, right? So going back, I'm going to delete the campaign, by the way. Delete campaign. Here on automation, this is where, again, you can find all the flows. it's pretty much the same process as Klaviyo. So you'll find all the other automations. We do have some automations live already. And then in order to create a new automation, here, and then you already have some by default. Of course, some of them are not by default. For example, the abandoned cart or the site abandoned. You do have the abandoned checkout, but you don't have the abandoned cart, which is slightly different, okay? So you can create one from, using one of these templates right here, or you can create one from scratch. For example, the site abandonment, which we created from scratch because they don't have it by default, right? The triggers are a little bit different as well as the filters. So this is something you have to discover. I can definitely make a video about this, but this is a little bit different. For example, for the site abandonment, the event is site tracking, and then we do have the filters. Like with Klaviyo, you do have the filters at the kind of the flow level, right? Like so, the profile filter, so we can filter people out based on these conditions. However, with Sendlane, it's a little bit different because you have to use like conditional splits. You don't have the filters at the, like here, for example, right? Slightly different. So this is something you have to get accustomed to, and it's gonna take some time. And also you can just request some help from Sendlane to help you out with this, especially if you're migrating from Klaviyo to Sendlane, they help you out with this, which is extremely helpful. And then the other ones are the reply center. This is where you can reply to people, but we don't have this set up, to be honest with you. And this is mostly apparently for SMS. We've never used it. The forms, so this is where you can create the pop-up forms. Of course, just like Klaviyo, you have one for desktop and mobile. This is kind of the optimal. And then if you click on there, you can set different triggers and all that. So you can enable double opt-in, and then the display conditions as well, just like Klaviyo, same thing, right? And then devices, and then the frequency targeting, etc., etc., etc. And this is we can edit the design itself, right? Makes sense. And then product reviews, we are not using this either. I know they offer again reviews just like Klaviyo, same thing, but we haven't used it, so I cannot speak on it, right? Then we have the report center. So this is where you can create reports. Like for example, for email revenue, I've already created some right here, but you can, and then it's a CSV file. So once you create the revenue, like say I want to create revenue, a report on campaign revenue. Last 7 days, I'm going to do last 30 days. I go to downloads and then I download it. And then it's going to have all the info from the previous campaigns in the last 30 days, the revenue generated, etc., etc., etc. And then here we have the email template. So this is where we can create templates and then you can use them when creating a campaign. Again, this makes the entire process way easier, way faster. And this is just a huge time saver. And then the account, I'm not going to dive into this right here because this is more of integrations, account, building, all that stuff. You also have branding. So you can create a palette and you can add your fonts as well. We haven't done it because we don't really need it for this client, right? And that's pretty much it for this platform for Sendlane. Again, as I mentioned before, it doesn't really offer the same features as Klaviyo, and at least for me, as of right now, it's not as intuitive as Klaviyo. I still prefer Klaviyo because of the different features and stuff like that. However, again, Sendlane offers way better pricing, especially right now. So if you were running a smaller to medium-sized brand, I think it does make sense to use Sendlane. They both offer great things. And Klaviyo, again, is in my experience and in my opinion, is a little bit better, like much better, to be honest with you. And the entire platform, maybe because I've been using this for many, many years, is much more intuitive for me. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts on these two platforms. Let me know which one you use and which one you prefer and why. Also, if you're running an e-commerce brand doing over 100K per month right now, and you want to migrate from Klaviyo to Sendlane, then feel free to reach out to me. A link to my Calendly is in the description box below, so feel free to book it time works for you so we can go over your Klaviyo account and put together a complete migration system and basically scale your email revenue as well. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.